Betsy. So this is the third attempt at trying to do this video to Ouroboros, the hashtag 7 guides. This one is, yeah, 7 guides. This is the Oracle hashtag to the one I did earlier in the week, which was the tarot one, which was the Council of 7. This one is using the Oracle cards as your guides. I'm going to try and get through this without coughing. I've got this cold, come on, and the last 3 videos I've had to stop because I had a coughing fit, so I'm hoping that I'm not going to start sneezing or coughing. So I'll try and get through it as quick as I can so I can get this done. So the first one that I'm going to show you is no surprise to people on my channel, because they know that part of my practice is the angels, connecting to angels. Now this is kind of a cheat because I'm using 2 decks here, but I use it as one deck, one deck, you know, rather than 2 separate decks. It's the angel reading cards and the guardian angel reading cards, both by Debbie Malone. Both got the same artwork in both decks. None of them double up, so I just put them both together and use them as one big deck. And I don't think there's many days that go by where I don't pull from this deck. As you all know, who are regulars to my channel, know that I love to connect with the angels, and I do that daily. And this is one of the ways I'll do that, is by taking these cards, because they never guide me wrong. And I trust what they give me. And this deck covers just about every aspect you can think of. So that's what I love about the 2 decks together. So that is the first guide that I'm going to show you. It's my angel guides. So my second one that I'm going to show you on the same line, then I'll get off the angels for those who are not into angels. As I've said before, Archangel Michael is one of the main archangels that I work with. So when I want to connect with Archangel Michael, then I'll get this deck out. I hadn't had this deck for so long because I'd gifted mine to my daughter, and then obviously I couldn't get it because it all went out of print because of everything what went on. So I was without it for a long time, but now I'm happy to have it back. I'll get it out of them in a minute. Thanks to Grace over at Mary Grace Rowan's channel. She sent me this deck, so I had it in my collection again, and like I said, I'm so grateful to her for sending it to me, and it's lovely to have him back in my collection. So when I want to connect with Archangel Michael, that is one of the ways that I'll connect with him. And I'll probably do it. I don't do it every day because I connect with the other angels, but when I need him, this is the one I'll go to, and it's usually once a week or once a fortnight that I'll definitely go and pull this deck. So the third one that I'm going to show you is the Sacred Visions. This is by Lynn V. Andrews, and I've shown this before. This is one that I only use for myself. I have a Native American spirit guide. I met him many years ago when I was a child, but it scared me because I had no idea what was going on. And excuse me, he reconnected with me a few years ago when I started back on my I started on my spiritual path back in the 90s. I call him Joseph because that's the name we worked out together to call him. And whenever I want a message from him and I feel like he's trying to get through to me, but I'm not really listening, or I can't quite gather what he says to me, then I will grab this deck and I will pull myself one card. It's not a card you'd pull every day for just a card of the day message. They're very deep, and you have to sit with them for a few days at least to really let that message dig deep into you. And every time it makes me go, wow, I needed to hear that. It never fails. It never fails to amaze me, this deck. It never fails to give Joseph a voice. And that's what I love about this deck. So that is Sacred Visions Oracle. And that's the book you get with it. You get a good little book with it. But that's just for me. That just gives Joseph a voice. So when I want to connect with nature, I'll use 2 decks. This one is the first one I'm going to show you. It's the Earth Wisdom Oracle by Barbara Moore. Gorgeous backs. This is Los Scarabeo. Images on this deck are absolutely stunning. I absolutely think this deck is gorgeous. I could sit and look at the images on this all the time. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful deck. The thing I like about this one, you know, to connect to nature with, it doesn't only just give you like the keyword and the message. In each image there is a plant and a crystal that you can connect to kind of work with that energy of the card, if you like, to help with that problem you're having or whatever you're in the situation. Then it does give you a plant, flower, and a crystal that you can work with that energy to help you and to guide you. So I love that about it as well. Just look at that image. Absolutely gorgeous. I love wolves anyway, and that's inspiration. But yes, I get so much from these images. They're just beautiful. So that's the Earth Wisdom by Barbara Moore, and the artwork is by Christina Scagliotti. I always think names. I don't know why I bother trying to say them. So that's the next deck. The next one, again, for the same reason, to connect to nature, is when I want to get into the energy of the trees, the wisdom of the trees. They're very wise trees, the voice that they have. This is the book you get with that great book. I will pull, and usually together, usually that one and this one will be pulled together. And that is by Mickey Mueller, and it's the voice of the trees. Celtic Divination Oracle, and it's only got 25 cards, and the 216 page book, so it's a good meaty book. These give you the tree name at the top, and also at the bottom it tells you keywords, but the images are talk to you so much, and you also get a mention of the arms in there as well. So there's an arm in all of them. There's you know, the arm is always somewhere to be seen there, and the tree is always at the top, and then the keywords at the bottom. So you can get so much from these cards. It's just absolutely lovely to have the wisdom of what the tree's voice is in a card, because, you know, there's nothing better that, you know, to be out in nature and to listen to the trees and hear the trees. But when you can't, it's lovely to have a deck where you can pull a card and get a message from them. So like I said, I do use that one alongside the Earth Wisdom one when I want to connect to nature and Mother Earth. So the next one I'm going to show you is this one, which is one of my all-time favourite decks. It's the Angels and the Ancestors. I just love Carl Gray's work. This deck is absolutely gorgeous. A lot of people have this deck, and a lot of people love this deck for many reasons. And I should say mine are the same reasons. But all I know is when I pull one of these cards, when I have a situation or something, gorgeous hermit, I have a situation that I really just don't know which way forward, or I don't want to hear, or, you know, if I pull this deck, it gives me an answer that I need to hear, and it's never wrong. It is never wrong. I can trust this deck every time. Every single time I pull one of these cards, its message is needed, you know, and it's something I need to hear. And it's great card stock, and it's great imagery. Love that one. But there's not one card in here that I don't like. Not one. There's not one. Gorgeous. Look at that. So I just love the fact that it's angels and all the ancestors, and from, you know, from that sort of a path as well. And look at that, you know, gorgeous. So yeah, so that is one deck that I will pull regular. I love the messages of that deck, and it never steers me wrong. It's such a beautiful deck. Now, the last deck that I'm going to show you is the Oracle of Visions. Now, this is a US Games. Excuse me, I'm nearly at the end, so hopefully get through. And it's Kiro Marchetti. There's the book. I'd never used the book. And there's the back. Now, why I use this deck. You get no keywords or nothing. The book, it does give you an interpretation, but in the book it even says it prefers you, you know, it gives you an idea of what it could mean, but it's the image and you and what your intuition and, you know, feeling about that card. And this is what I love about this deck. I can pull a card from this deck, same card every day, and it'll give me a different message every day, depending on what I'm asking or what I'm needing to hear, and what it is I want. This deck never ever bores me. This is one of the decks that I can use over and over again, because like I said, I can go into it and it's got a different, something else will stand out. There's something different to it than what I haven't seen before, and it's wonderful. It really is a wonderful deck, and I just really love it. It's probably not a deck for everybody, but then what deck is, do you know what I mean? But to me, I can get so much from one image, and like I said, it's one of those, I could look at this now and say one thing, I could look at it tomorrow, something completely different, and that's what I love about it. But it's also one of them decks that's not soft with me, not like the Angels and Ancestors, where, you know, if I need a message what's a bit gentle with me, then I'll go there. If I need to be slapped in the face, then I come here, because it will tell me what I need to know, whether I like it or not. And that's what I love about this deck. So that is the Oracle of Visions by Kiro Marchetti, and that is my 7 guides. In the Oracle collection, I have more. I could probably done with guides of 14, but they're the 7 that I use most of the time, if not all of the time, and just love to work with, and for the different reasons. It connects me to the angels, it connects me to the ancestors, it connects me to nature, it connects me to trees, and makes me use my intuition and that gut instinct. They all do, you know, all that in those 7 decks. So that's why I've chosen them. Thanks for watching, and I hope my coughing weren't too annoying, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.